Hi ho, hi ho. It's another Rachel Uncensored solo. Hi ho, hi ho. Don't worry, I give myself the cringe. Welcome to Rachel Uncensored, one of the few places on the internet that you can find an uncensored version of me. Hi, I'm Rachel, and welcome to another solo episode. I have something fun planned today. We'll get into that. But first, we are almost done with 101 Things That Piss Me Off, a book I wrote 8 years ago? I don't even know. 7? Oh, I burped. I'm sorry. All right. If you're new here, I wrote a book, 101 Things That Piss Me Off. It's a coffee table book with random entries, and each week we read one. We are at number 91, ladies and gentlemen. Only 10 more to go. Holy poop. I don't know. All right. And it reads, you know what pisses me off? How much work it is to be healthy. I have no idea what I wrote. I don't even know if I agree with it anymore. But here it is. To be healthy, you have to eat healthy and be active. Easy, right? Wrong. Because all of that is annoying. And I'd rather not do any of those things. I mean, my feelings are still the same. But I enjoy doing it now. So I guess my feelings aren't the same. It's annoying, but I do enjoy the feeling when I'm consistent with that. I'll say that. Obviously, I'd rather eat something real dirty and artery clogging. And I'd rather, lay in bed or on the couch all day than work out. But I do love the feeling of my body after I work out and eat healthy for a while. I'm gonna read some more. Here we go. Eating healthy usually means you have to make meals yourself, and it's not going to be easy. Oh, see, this is before I had a girlfriend who made me a lot of my meals because she loves cooking and she loves me. You also have to decide what kind of healthy you're going to be. A muscle nut that only wants protein, a vegan, a vegetarian, someone who only eats all natural, cage-free, farm-fresh foods, someone who cuts out carbs, gluten-free, liquid diet, no white food, no sugars, only green foods. Hold on, is there more to this? Oh, I'm still ranting. Okay. Also, if you're going down this ill-advised path, you better figure out what kind of healthy you want to be, because once you tell people, no thanks on the cake, I'm trying to eat healthy, you're going to have 400 people telling you how you're doing it wrong. You know what? I still stand by that last paragraph. I love eating healthy. And it is true, though, the second you tell people you're doing something, everyone has something to say about it. They're suddenly so concerned about your protein intake, if you're getting the right vitamins. But no one cared when I was eating junk or Taco Bell every single day. But when I'm like, oh, I'm getting a salad, suddenly everyone's up in arms about it. I've had to deal with that a while. I went strict vegan for a long time. And when I went vegan, everyone was very concerned about my protein intake. No one had ever cared about my health, my levels, my lab work, never. But the second I went vegan, everyone was very concerned for me. And then when I put eggs and fish back into my diet, people were like, okay, cool. But meat, red meat's it's got a lot of iron. And then everyone was very concerned about my iron intake. Mind you, I've always been like, if I'm going to do it, I'll do it right. And then I kind of got off course. Abby and I got into it was the honeymoon phase and then this is it phase. So let me unbutton my pants at the dinner table and not really caring. And we didn't care about our health or anything. And then at the end of last year, we both started caring again. And we started eating healthy. What that means to us. Again, people were like, oh, well, shut up. I didn't ask. Unless you're my doctor or registered dietitian, I don't care. I don't want your opinion on it. I'm good. Now, if I'm eating something that is poisonous, that I'm going to die if I eat, please let me know before I consume it. But I'm pretty good. I feel great. And it's always the people that are the least healthy that want to tell me how to be healthy. I never understood that. Let me be, bro. Just let me be. It's just crazy. You're stuffing your face with a cheeseburger followed by a pizza with some fried food next to it. Absolutely delicious. I'm not shading it, but we can all agree that's not the healthiest meal, right? No one says anything. And I'd be following it with like 4 vodka sodas. No one said anything. No one cared. The second I decide, oh, you know what? I'm actually not drinking. I'm going to get a salad with some grilled fish on it. Oh, well, you want to make sure I'm blah, 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 blah. I didn't ask. You don't actually care. You just don't want to feel guilty because you're eating shit. And eat your shit. I don't care. I'm not judging you, please. Just looks delicious. But don't rag on me so that you don't feel poopy for eating, just more fat or fried food. I got bad genes, guys. Heart attacks run in my family. High cholesterol runs in my family. I got to keep an eye on that. So I'm actually doing myself a favor. Again, I don't care what you eat. So please don't care what I eat. Or you could, if you were someone that cared when I ate a burger and then cared when I ate a salad, then at least you're consistent. But no one cared when I was eating burgers or pizza or French fries or bacon or any of that stuff. So I don't know why everyone cares now. It just bugs me. Shush. Let everyone just eat in peace, please. Eat what you want to eat. And if you're like, oh, I can't figure out why my stomach keeps hurting, can you help me figure that out? Then you can say something. If they're like, I can't figure out why my cholesterol's so high, can you help me? Then you can say something. Otherwise, just let everyone eat what the fuck they want in peace, guys. The only time Abby and I say anything to each other is Abby and I will say something to each other about our health because we love each other and we want to live forever. But outside of that, scoopity scoop. All right, let's get on to what I have planned for today. And that is my current favorite thing on Insta Reels and TikToks is the ones that say, put in the comments blank. And I love reading through that because whether it's true or not, it's entertaining and I'm into it. We started doing this with Joy, but of course we immediately got sidetracked because it's me and Joy and we can't stay on any topic together. Okay, this one says, it's late, I'm bored. Please share your most unhinged marriage hacks. I'm not talking never go to bed angry. I'm talking the most truly wild and insane thing that you've been too embarrassed to share until now. I love a relationship hacker tip. I love reading those. Unless I ask, don't put your nose in my relationship. But I like seeing things in passing that I like putting my little noggin, all right? This one, not embarrassing, but I buy gift cards occasionally. So every time he doesn't want to eat out, I say, oh, we have a gift card from Christmas. Works every time. Okay, well, I don't need to do that, but that's fine. If you're not the breadwinner and your breadwinner is a little strict on the purse strings, that's a good hack. I've heard of that before. Oh, this is hilarious. I say jokingly things like, the dishes need doing and you need doing. I only have the energy for one of these things. He does the dishes in record time. Positive reinforcement. Before long car rides, we have a pep talk to remind ourselves we are not the enemies. The children are our enemies. Oh, God. You have to band together. I can't imagine having children. Who knows if I will one day. But the patience it takes, it seems unrealistic. My sister talks about this all the time. She's like, I'm always scared that I'm going to create you never want to fuck up your kids. You just don't. And you never know how you're going to do it. So you don't do what your parents do, but you're going to find out your own new fucked up way to fuck up your kids. And that is just stressful. That is a stressful thought. I genuinely out loud just boo him when he's not being nice, helpful, / acting right. I love that because it puts a little lighthearted comedic relief on it. Now, I'm assuming when he's actually done something terrible, that's not how you handle it. But there have been times where I've been a little pissy or Abby's been a little pissy and we're like, whoa, what's with the sass? And it kind of, you might say it kind of in a joking manner and it kind of diffuses it. Because sometimes if you get too serious about something small, it makes that small thing more serious. But if you can match it with just the right amount of lightheartedness, but letting the other person know, hey, check yourself, that can go a long way. So I kind of like this boo. Oh my God, what if I started booing Abby? I don't even know when I would do that. I don't think I would be able to. I think I'd start laughing. She would look at me and be like, what are you doing? I'm like, never mind. Never mind. I didn't boo, but I yelled at Joy the other day. She kept interrupting me, so I just told her to fuck off really loudly. It helps. I Pavloved my husband by wearing the same scent Okay, I read this one. I already liked it. I don't get how this was a marriage hack, but I think it was funny. I Pavloved my husband by wearing the same scent only during intimacy for a year. Then I wore it to a family function and he went feral. He glares at me when I wear it because he knows it still works. But how is that a marriage hack? Is that like if you're horny but you don't want to initiate, you put that on and then he does? We have scheduled arguments every 2 weeks. Bi-weekly beef. We bring up any and all complaints. Everything from serious stuff to, I did not appreciate how you farted last week. It's very efficient. I've had a lot of friends who have done this. I've had one set of friends who called it toe talks, where every week they would sit facing each other with their toes touching. And they'd have toe talks where they would basically do this. I hear a lot of couples doing this. It works for some people. Abby and I did try it, but then it stressed us out too much to be like, oh no, this is coming and everything I've done or might have done or don't know is about to be said. And it was too stressful for us. It works a lot better if something happens and you either say it right in the moment, if the timing is right. We never want to embarrass each other in front of other people. So if she says something or I say something, we kind of like slyly kind of let the other person know or not say anything at all. And then later when things are calm, we try and bring it up as soon as possible. Then there's no building anxiety or stress or overthinking it. Because a lot of times most issues are just miscommunication and assumptions, really. And so the earlier it is for us that we can squash it, the better, because we both overthink things and we both stress about things. And so if she's done something or if I've done something, the other person is going to just really hone in on that and it's going to shift our mood. So for us, we like to just squash it as soon as possible. But this does work for a lot of people. Sometimes people are just too freaking busy that they don't have time to discuss things, but they need to. So to have a set time, that really works for a lot of people. I wore the same perfume every time we would go to the mall. So now anytime I put it on, he asks if I want to go shopping. People are just Pavloving their husbands. This is hilarious. I Zelle request money from him for minor inconveniences. Forget to start the dishwasher? $25, etc. I wish Abby would do this for me. I would get stuff done so much quicker, or she would just have a lot more money. I'll ask for a divorce and she'll reply, no divorce, only murder. It's how we've stayed married. The fear. I've threatened to divorce Abby a few times. We're not even married, but it's over the silly little things. It's something super, super small and stupid. Like I'll be like, where are my shoes? She's like, oh, sorry, I forgot. They're in the car. I'll be like, divorce. I don't know why. It just makes it seem less scary. When he makes me mad, I make his favorite meal, but I add mushrooms because he hates them. That's so mean. But if that's your petty little revenge, do it. I make his lunches and dinners. That's so nice of you. Sometimes if I'm mad, I'll purposely make it a little off and tell him I made it with anger instead of love. Somehow it works. So there's little things like this. These, to me, the people saying these hacks, there's so many of them. They're like, instead of getting mad at the little messes, we say, whoa, someone broke in and all they did was take our clothes and put them in the middle of the bathroom floor. Weird. What I'm getting from all this is people have found a healthy way to communicate and that works for them. But the key is they found a way to communicate. If you're walking on eggshells and scared to express your emotions, I feel like every word I just said now was slurred. If you're scared to express your emotions and you don't and you hold on to them, that's how a bad or traumatic or toxic relationship happens and continues. All of these are just ways, except if you're Pavloving your husband. But all of these are just different forms of communication. One of them said, I tell my husband to be my best friend for a second, and then I bitch to him about how terrible my husband's being to me. And he plays along. Like, these people have just found different ways to communicate. And so it gets them off their chest. And they're like, how does this work? It works because you communicated and you have a partner that listens. They're not just listening to like, oh, this is a joke. Ha ha ha. They're listening to what you're actually saying. So that is literally how you keep a relationship going in a healthy manner, is if you're both able to communicate and hear the other one, which I love. All right, we'll go on to a different one. All right, before we move on to the next one, though, let's check to see if we have a sponsor for today. Sponsor! Home Chef. Home Chef is our sponsor for today. These days, it feels like there's no price difference in eating out versus staying in. And to make matters even worse, there are so many unhealthy options out there to sift through. You don't know what's in your food when you order at a restaurant. But Home Chef can help you save money and eat healthier with their fresh, delicious meal kits delivered straight to your door. You don't even have to leave your house. And users of leading meal kits have rated Home Chef #1 in quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. Plus, it's economical. Home Chef customers save an average of $86 per month on groceries. And they have over 30 options a week and serve a variety of dietary needs. And for a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners 50% off and free shipping on your first box, plus free desserts for life. Go to homechef.com/Rachel. That's homechef.com/Rachel for 50% off your first box and free dessert for life. homechef.com/Rachel. I mean, you must be an active subscriber to receive the free dessert. Okay, this one says, give me your most unhinged executive function hacks for ADHD. I don't mean body doubling or breaking down tasks, something that's totally insane, but truly helps get it done. I'm going to need to read through. I don't think I've read through these yet. So here we go. When I really need to clean my house, I tell myself, if you die today, this is the house your family and friends will have to see. The horror. And I start cleaning. I have a specific outfit for an alter ego I've named Carol. Carol gets shit done. Carol isn't afraid of phone calls, and she doesn't have ADHD. When I'm struggling, I put on my Carol outfit, and I LARP Carol until the tasks are complete. That's hilarious. My friends have told me when we're out and about, if I put a hat on, I become a different person. If I get ready for the evening, and I leave, and I don't have a hat on, but then someone puts a hat on me, I become a different person. And I believe it. When someone puts a hat on me, I no longer care about other people's judgments and I have more fun. I feel like I'm hidden. I've created an alter ego. Abby, name me. What'd she call me? Magic Michaela. Because I will tear up a dance floor. But there are things like, there are times I gaslight myself into being like, you're not scared of this, blah, blah, blah. But pretending to be another person, I think would work for me. Because it's like a game. I kind of am into this. I kind of want to try it. I feel like if I put a suit on and acted like I was an executive CEO human being, I could get emails done better. Oh, I kind of want to try this. I yell, an object in motion stays in motion, and I throw myself out of bed. Way to bring physics into it. Let's go. But there is a thing that says with ADHD people, if you're on a roll, do not sit down. Sitting down will completely halt your day. I say that to Abby all the time. I'm like, I can't sit. I got to keep moving. She's like, just relax for a minute. I'm like, no, a minute turns into 3 days. I have to keep moving. I think about my future self as she's a different person. I do dishes for her, complete tasks I know she hates, do things ahead of time that would stress her out if done at the last minute. It works. And in the moment when the thing is done, I really appreciate my former self. We really have to trick ourselves. We have to put on an alter ego. We have to cosplay somehow. I love this. Oh, I've done this before. Time yourself doing a task you hate. Then every time you have to do it, try and beat your last time. This is how I discovered I can unload and put away a completely full dishwasher in 2 minutes. I did that the other day with the trash. I was like, it's going to take me 10 minutes. It's only going to take me 10 minutes. And I did it in 3. And I was like, I could do this in 3 minutes. Today's trash day. I'm probably going to do it in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I love it. But this comment section should be a book that I'd never read. If you're stuck in an endless cycle of doom scrolling while laying/sitting around and can't get up, chuck your phone away from you. Literally just throw it a decent distance from you. Now you have the choice of either laying there and getting more mindful rest or actually getting up and grabbing it, which can help kickstart the motivation to do other things once you're up and running. I need to listen to that. I need to do that. I think I'm going to try and implement that one because it is true. You'll look like you're just chilling, doing nothing on your phone on the couch, but inside you're like, just put the phone down. I need to fucking get up. I need to do shit. Put the phone down. You can do this. And then you're immediately distracted and you don't put the phone down. Like you're having an internal struggle. I don't want to sit and do nothing. I don't want to be playing my phone games. I don't want to be scrolling on TikTok. I want to get up and do my to-do list. But for some reason, my body will not move. So I just need to chuck the phone. Literally what helps me is I'll tell Abby, I'm like, I need to do all this stuff. And then I lay there and she goes, okay, get up. 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, okay. And I get up. Like, I tell her to basically make me do it. Oh my God, I love this. I pretend someone is interviewing me as an expert folder of laundry, expert cook, expert organizer of cabinets. It makes me think I know what the F I'm doing, and it makes it feel extremely rewarding because, I'm an expert at it. I love that so much. We're crazy. Like, the shit we have to do to function as humans, it's so bizarre. But we have great imaginations. I'll give us that. That is amazing. I have a very specific vintage dress that I wear and pretend I'm a housewife doing her chores while dreaming of breaking free and starting a new life. That is so fucking funny. When Abby goes out of town, I'm extremely productive. And I genuinely think it's because when she comes back into town, I want to surprise her with all the things I've done around the house. I want to impress her. It's so weird. So when she's gone, I take on all these tasks. I do all my work. I do all these chores. I want to do all this extra stuff just to surprise her when she comes home. But I could be doing those things while she's here. But for some reason, the surprise factor or like the big reveal, the grand reveal is my motivation factor. Because I just do little things around the house during the day. They're just chores. Like she doesn't notice them. Or she does notice them, but they're like, it's not as impressive. So if I repaint an entire room while she's gone and don't tell her about it, I try not to tell her about the tasks I'm doing while she's gone because I want this like grand reveal and that motivates me. Guys, you just got to find your shit. You just got to do it. All right, let's look at something else. Okay, give me your most unhinged mom hacks. I'm not talking about letting them run around naked and unshamed in the backyard. I need the craziest hacks of the 21st century. And there were a few that people have already screenshotted. Whenever it's bedtime and they're still, I can't read it. And they're still on Netflix or something, I change the language to Greek or Polish and tell them they don't understand because they're too tired and it's bedtime. That's mean. I feel like a lot of things are just lying to children. It's just to get them to do things, you have to lie to them. I told my kids if they go to school all week, they can have the weekends off. Fuck. If you want some peace from kids a little older, tell them mom's going to lay down for a few minutes and I need to make sure y'all get me up in 10 minutes so we can clean. They going to leave you be for a long while. That is so smart. I've seen that before being like, okay, wake me in 20 so we can mop the floors or something. No one's going to wake you up and they're going to be quiet as hell so you don't accidentally get woken up. It's genius. I told my first that he could have candy too, M&Ms, whenever the baby used the potty. He basically potty trained my second kid because every 5 to 10 minutes he'd ask her if she needed to go potty so he could have a candy of his own. That is so funny. It takes a village, guys. Sometimes you got to bring in the help. Now, I'm not a huge fan of like people having their older kids raise their younger kids, but stuff like that, go for it. Also, do you. I'm not going to judge. As long as everyone's happy, healthy, and not physically abused, you're good. My mom used to tell us she was allergic to loud noises, so when she was overstimulated, she would say she's having an allergic reaction. Worked until the doctor asked me if any allergies ran in the family. I mean, she is having a reaction. Being overstimulated is not fun, and you do have a bodily reaction to it sometimes, so it's like a half-truth, really. I put myself in timeout. Sorry, mommy was not kind and got loud, so she needs a 5-minute timeout. Don't talk to me because I need to find my calm. That I actually think is a really good example to set for your kids. Recognizing your own emotions and teaching them to collect yourself. I actually think that is a genius hack. I told my kids that Chuck E. Cheese has to invite you to go, so we can't just walk into a Chuck E. Cheese. That's smart. Who wants to guess what mommy is going to get you for your birthday? Then I go and buy whatever they said. Same with Santa. That is so smart. That's really smart. I should do that with just my friends. I should do that with Abby. I'm pretty good at gifts, but sometimes I get stuck. Sometimes the pressure of it gets to me, you guys. I gave my daughter a bag and told her to quote unquote go shopping for toys at our house. 5 minutes later, she had picked up everything off the floor and put it in her bag. Genius. Potty room for potty words. My three-year-old will go excuse herself to the bathroom to quote unquote curse, and we'll hear him go, dang it, what the heck? I'm going to beat up all the strangers, and it has us dying. You teach them there's a time and a place and a correct way to express your emotions. These are all genius things. You can teach your kids to read just by always using subtitles. That probably is kind of how I learned to read. We always had closed caption on because of my brother. My son has green eyes. I told him his eyes turn brown when he lies. So he started closing his eyes when he lied. That is so genius. I love that. How do you explain that to kids though? Like once they get older, that you just lied to them about everything, they're never gonna trust you again. But that is a genius hack. My daughter hates dinner time, but loves lunch. So most nights we're having second lunch. Call it what you want. Sometimes kids just get stuck on something for no reason. And that is why people have to lie and trick kids, because there isn't a lot of logic that happens. Listen to them and try and understand them and maybe find out why dinner time specifically is what they hate. But sometimes you just kind of got to go with the flow, because they'll say yes and no for no reason all the time. My mom hid all my dolls and stuffed animals and said they ran away because my room was dirty, and they sent a quote unquote postcard from another kid's clean room. I cleaned it and they returned. The lies. Is this the trick to having kids? You just lie to them? I'm not a very good liar. If they want to tattle, I tell them I can't hear another tattle and that our dog, Archie, will listen to the tattle and report it back to me. So they go lay it all out to the dog. Sometimes you just need some freaking peace. I told my kids fruits and vegetables were sports candy, and it's how they got better at sports. Pros eat all different types, and that's why they're so good. Worked like a charm. Honestly, it does. It's good for them, and it's healthy, and a healthier body can function better as an athlete. You weren't wrong. Also, fruit is delicious. It's nature's candy. Again, that wasn't a lie. My kid doesn't like dinner, but loves snacks. So I tell her I'm making a big snack instead of saying I'm making dinner, and she gets so excited. Again, that's just one of those things where kids are particular, so just kind of go along with it, I guess. Because it is a big snack. Dinner can be whatever you want it to be called. Second lunch. I have a snack after dinner sometimes, and I call it second dinner. La-di-da. Mine isn't really unhinged, but when my 3 and 5-year-old sons say they want different things for dinner, I tell them I'm not making 2 separate meals, and to discuss amongst themselves and let me know once they've come to a decision. I will go about my businesses and listen to them talk it through. It's actually pretty cool because it stops them from whining, and instead they have to communicate and compromise with each other. I love hearing, okay, mommy, we made a deal. I actually love that. That's cool. You're teaching them how to do stuff, because I know as a parent, I don't know as a parent, but I have seen and understand when your kids are picky and there are some parents that make multiple meals for their kids in one night. No, I would not. My parents are like, this was what we're eating. You don't have to finish it, but I'm not making anything else. Like, that's just kind of how it was. We never were forced to eat it, but they weren't going to make us something special. So to have the kids come to a decision of what they're making, that's pretty legit. Made the mistake of letting my young son get hooked on apple juice. When I wanted to break that habit and start being more healthy, I got a skull-shaped ice tray and made him skeleton water, which was the most popular drink we've ever had in the house. That's fun. See, that's just making it fun. Instead of just being like, here, I'm going to take away your really good juice and give you water, because I also hate water, you're making it a more fun adventure. When my kids were little and started throwing tantrums, I'd tell them to cry harder, yell louder, really prove you're ticked off. Then I'd cheer for them as they got louder, and they'd smile or laugh at my encouragement. I told them they're not allowed to smile or laugh when they're so angry. Somehow this diffused a whole lot of tough situations. I wish that would work with all kids. I've seen that work a few times, but I feel like when kids, I think it depends on the age and the kid. Because some really just want to freaking scream, and they'll get mad at you for cheering at them. But if it works, then that's awesome. Someone wrote in the comment section, to every mom in this comment section, I hope you're getting sleep, finding peace, and remembering to love on yourself too. We got this. I love y'all. Guys, it's hard out there, which is why I haven't had kids. It sounds like a nightmare, a rewarding nightmare. When I was little and had nightmares, my mom would tell me it was because my pillow was upside down and I flipped it over, I wouldn't have any nightmares. I didn't realize that made no sense until like 5 years ago, LOL. Sometimes kids just need something calming that they can rely on. Also, when I'm really hot, I do have bad dreams. So the other side of your pillow is cool. So maybe it does cool you down. Maybe it actually works, Who knows? Used to make my kid nap when he didn't want to by saying, well, mommy is feeling really snuggly right now and needs a nap. Do you think you can snuggle me until I fall asleep? That would be so nice. And then without fail, he'd stop being grumpy because I wasn't forcing him to nap anymore, and he'd be out like a light in 5 minutes. Me. Or sometimes I'm like, I'm not tired. I don't want to go to bed. And Abby goes like, okay, well, can you just cuddle me? And I fall asleep before her. Oh no. Is Abby tricking me? Oh no. Whatever, it works and I get my sleep. I told my daughter that when she lied, a star would appear on her forehead that only I could see. If I thought she was lying, I would squint at her forehead, and if she slapped her hands over her forehead to hide the star, I knew she was lying. I also told both my kids that it was illegal to listen to TV at a volume above your age, so I don't have to listen to full blast kids' TV. Oh God, kids' TV is so annoying. I do not look forward to that. I don't want to do that. I can't. I have friends who babysit and are nannies and stuff, and they know more about kids' TV shows than I knew when I was a kid myself. That's not fun. I have convinced my children that I let them stay home from school on Saturdays and Sundays only if they do their homework and go to bed without whining. They act right, and I get to be the best mom in the world for letting them stay home. Win-win. Oh, geez, Louise. It is just a lot of tricking your children, isn't it? Okay, we're going to end this one on a funny one. I'm bored. Tell me the most unhinged thing you've done after you found out your spouse cheated on you. We listen and we don't judge. Oh, she left me with 4 kids, a foreclosed house, 1 car repossessed, and the other totaled. So I raised the kids to be unbelievably successful adults who laughed in the face of adversity without her, remarried, raised 3 more kids, and then adopted 2 more because there's no selfish female alive going to stop me from doing what I'm here to do. That's not unhinged. You're just bragging, but good for you. Mashed up all my birth control and mixed it in his protein shake powder and kicked him out of the house. He kept calling, crying, saying he kept gaining weight and has uncontrollable waves of emotions and couldn't get his dick up as he was so devastated. You messed with that man's hormone levels. Oh, dear God. Caught my ex cheating while I was sponsoring his visa. Reported him and his mom for criminal activity. He got deported and will never live in my country. Holy shit. You went diabolical. He told me he was going to Arizona to be with his fam. He actually flew down to Florida to marry his side piece and then blocked me. He left with just the clothes on his backs and the Xbox I bought him. He left behind his birth certificate, his social security card, his tax documents, everything. Someone then allegedly pinned all those documents at a truck stop bulletin in a bad part of a town 5 states away. Left a typed out note saying this man is a racist woman beater on top of all the docs and then drove back for hours. Whatever happened after that was up to God. I could never, but I applaud. On TikTok, I saw a gal said she put milk in a spray bottle and sprayed every surface of the house, his shoes, his clothes, his car with it. You could never get that rotten smell out. I'm keeping that one in the safe for just in case. I couldn't. I'd never be able to. I've thought about evil things. There's no way I'd ever be able to perform any of those acts. That's just like that. Like if someone does you dirty, I'm like, the world will take care of them. Just unfollow, block, leave them be, right? I'm like, hopefully karma's got them, or hopefully they change their ways. I wish sometimes I had the guts to do these things. Oh, continue to make his daily morning coffee laced with laxatives for the next few weeks. The guy thought he had stress diarrhea. Oh no, that tracks. A friend retained a spare key after the breakup, waited till he was out of town, shook loads of watercress seeds into his new white carpet, misted it, then turned the heat up just a degree or 2. He came home to a meadow in his living room. That is so fucked. That's insane. A friend of my mom's got cheated on. He worked away, said to her, when you get back in 2 weeks, I want you gone. He was moving in with the new woman. So she then put grass seeds all over his house, watered it. Wait, this is the exact same. Okay, people are stating the same story. Moving on. Lesbian here. Ex cheated on me with a guy. Weeks later, when she was at work, I invited the guy over and pegged him. Stop. Oh, that guy is living. That guy just had the best luck of his entire life. What? I've never understood that. Fucking the accomplice. Why are they being rewarded? Why? I need to know why. Not me, but my roommate got cheated on by her boyfriend. We went over to his apartment, she had a key, and stuffed tuna salad into every crack and crevice available. Curtain rods, desktop computer, bed frame, everywhere. No way he was escaping that smell unless he'd burned the place down. See? Oh, someone said anchovies in the car, air vents. See, this is why you don't fuck with people. If you're a decent human being and you surround yourself with other decent human beings, you'll never have to deal with this shit. I've never had anyone do anything like this to me, and I'm trying my gosh darn hardest to make sure it never does happen. I met with my attorney immediately, then set myself up for the next year and a half. Refinanced our home in just my name to make it easy on me when the divorce actually came. Planned financially accordingly so I didn't have to pay him anything. He left with nothing. Chess, not checkers. See, that's the kind of shit I would do. That's the kind of stuff I would do. I'd be like, all right, I'm just going to take what's mine and I'm going to find the smartest way out of it. That I will applaud. That's just genius. That's beauty. And I love it. All right, I think we're going to end on that one. I love you guys. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this. I love those things. Every time they pop up, I stop and read them all because I love them so much. All right. I think next week it might be Abby that's on. So if you have anything you want us to talk about, if you have any questions for her and I, please comment them down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next week with another episode. I love you. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Rachel Uncensored, the only place on the internet where you can find the uncensored version of me, Rachel Ballinger. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, or follow, or do whatever this platform tells you to do so that you can get notified every time I post a new episode. Love ya!